With a very sad heart today, as a doctor, I'm going to tell about the COVID-19 coronavirus disease, which is actually really a pandemic, deadly disease in the whole world. So, as a doctor, it's my responsibility to share my ideas and the supportive treatment fact to the general innocent people so that they can know how to fight against this COVID-19 coronavirus disease. So with the introduction, here I am Dr. Sanjeev, MBBS, Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery, ex-medical team leader doctor for the UNICEF, ex-lecturer of the Physiology and Community Medicine is going to start the video for all of the guys so that you can know how to fight against this coronavirus disease in this coronavirus outbreak time. So let's start the video. So right now I'm going to tell you guys how this coronavirus COVID-19 disease can be spreaded. It is actually going to be spreaded by the air transmission, definitely. So if a person which is actually infected by the coronavirus COVID-19 disease is going to make the coughing or the sneezing, and then if anybody which is not infected is just within the 6 feet can be infected. And definitely it might be also possible if anyone is going to touch any object which is already infected by the coronavirus, then definitely this non-infected person could be infected by this coronavirus disease. So right now I'm going to tell you guys what is actually the symptoms of this coronavirus COVID-19 disease. Yes, you can have some kind of prolonged fever for the prolonged days, the high temperature case. You can have some kind of dry cough, which could be especially the coughing episodes. You can have some kind of persistent pain or pressure in your chest, or you can have some kind of shortness of breath or breathlessness, and at the same time the generalized weakness. So that are all symptoms of the coronavirus COVID-19 diseases you may experience in the outbreak time. Right now, I'm going to tell how to diagnose this pandemic deadly coronavirus COVID-19 disease. Doctors can diagnose this disease by doing the RT-PCR test, which is actually called as real-time reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction test. So right now I'm going to tell about the crucial part, which is actually what is the treatment for the COVID-19 coronavirus disease. Right now as a doctor, I'm really very much sad to say that actually there is a definitive treatment for this COVID-19 coronavirus disease. But I want to also give the hope that we can definitely use some kind of supportive treatment fact which could be helpful to fight against this COVID-19 coronavirus disease. So, what are the supportive treatment facts? So, if you feel any common cold or shortness of breath or any kind of fever, then you should definitely have that kind of medication. I also want to say, I'm really going against the medical ethics by giving this medication generally for the general innocent people, but I'm doing here the humanity. Because I cannot encourage the people to come to the doctor's chamber right now, because even whenever they're going outside, they can be infected if the air is affected by the COVID-19 coronavirus disease. So what kind of medication should be taken? If you're having that kind of fever or common cold or that kind of coughing episode, then you should take the simply paracetamol, which should be given 2 times a day for 5 to 7 days after your meal. At the same time, you should be taking capsule omeprazole, and we should be taking 2 times a day, 30 minutes before your meal. At the same time, you should take an antihistamine, which should be taken as a single dose in a day for your common cold fact. You will also go for the vitamin C 1000 mg, which should be given single dose per day and which should be extended up to 10 to 15 days. And if you are having any shortness of breath or breathlessness, then you should have oxygen inhalation, statin SOS. So what is the statin SOS? It is actually a medical term. So statin means start firstly, and SOS means you should be taking it according to your necessity. So oxygen inhalation start first and can be taken according to necessity. And the next one is you can also take ipratropium bromide inhalation with salbutamol according to your necessity. Right now, I want to tell about what is the relationship between the immunity and the COVID-19 coronavirus disease. Actually, the COVID-19 coronavirus disease can affect all the people. It can affect old people, it can affect children, it can affect men, it can affect women, everywhere. So if someone is saying that it might not affect the younger people, then definitely he or she is saying something bullshit. So anyhow, but the point of fact is that, the point of hopeness is that if anybody is having the higher kind of immunity in his or her body, he or she might be secured against this coronavirus COVID-19 disease. Right now, I'm going to give the advice which could be very much helpful to fight against this COVID-19 coronavirus disease. So, in that time, if you're having or experiencing some kind of fever, common cold, or coughing or sneezing, then you should go for liquid foods or liquid soups or the fruit juices definitely. At the same time, you should use your mask everywhere for being protected. At the same time, you should do your hand washing every time as much as you can. But we will definitely say do it with your 60% alcohol-based sanitizer. But if it is not available, then you can definitely go for any normal soap also. Right now, also I want to share another thing. Definitely don't go to the overcrowded area. Definitely not. Stay home, stay safe. Drink as much as you can the oral rehydration salt or ORS. Definitely do not try to make any handshaking as the greetings, because if the person's hand is actually infected with the coronavirus disease, you might be getting infected with the coronavirus disease. So be careful. Lastly, again, I want to say definitely this coronavirus disease is a pandemic, deadly disease. But don't be over panicked by seeing the news of the coronavirus disease again and again in the newspaper or the TV, because if you do that again and again, you might have the general anxiety for the COVID-19 coronavirus disease, and which can lead you to the mental health disease. And whenever you will get the mental health disease, you might be advised to take the antipsychotic drugs, but which is definitely not a good idea for all of you. So thank you for seeing this video. I'm sure that video is gonna help the people to fight against this coronavirus COVID-19 disease. Thank you all. Till then, goodbye.